Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brompton Family Time channel. Today we'll be installing the Chris King headset. All right. For this upgrade, you'll need to get a Chris King Inset 7 headset and TiParts Workshop titanium adapters. And this set right here weighs 170 grams. The TiParts spacers need to be pressed onto the Chris King parts right here. So this one will have to be pressed on top and squeezed closed. Let's do that first, all right? So for this step, I'll be using my Park Tools HHP3. And this will simply rest on the plate here. You'll notice on the TiParts Workshop adapters, there is a beveled edge on one side, and just make sure that is facing up for this first part, like so. Once you press this on, it'll never come off, so please take your time. Then we'll put on the top plate. There's a plastic washer, and then the final clamp piece. Looks good. All right. Make sure everything's bottomed out, and that's it. All right, cool. And then we'll just open it up. All right. We're putting on a headset. You know, before we make these videos, we quietly come into this room so Tantan doesn't find us, but he always finds us. All right, and that's nicely pressed on. All right, looks good to me. Let's put on the other part. Okay, so this one, you want the beveled edge down, and then the part will be pressed onto it on top. This is called the headset. Bottomed out. All right, so this piece here that I pressed together, if you look closely, it actually still needs to be pressed a little bit more because I can still see an opening over here, you know, around the bottom. If you can see the inside ring here, it's basically level with the part that I need to push down. So this clamp won't work unless I have something that's only pushing the outer ring. So I'm hoping this works because from the top view it looks like it should work. So let's give that a go. Yep. All right. So you can definitely see that worked. All right. So now you can see there's no more gap in between the two parts here. It's nice and flush. The first step would be to remove the wheel from the bike. This way we can get the fork off nicely and the tire will be out of the way. And this will be Tantan's favorite part, removing the air. All right, go ahead, let the air out. All right, good job. Okay, so now that the wheel is off, we just simply need to remove the 4 bolts here and the preload bolt on the inside, and then the fork will slide out nice and easily. If you do need to do some headset maintenance or are interested in changing the headset yourself, the Brompton YouTube channel has a tutorial that explains this as well. And I would prefer you guys watch their video first, and then you can come watch mine. In their video, they just tell you to give it 3 or 4 turns. This way it doesn't completely separate from the inside piece. 2 and 3-ish. All right, cool. 3-ish. 1, 2, 3-ish. once I take this bolt out, technically it should pop out. All right, and there we go. All right, so this is what it looks like on the inside. And this is one thing I was concerned about if I needed to get a special piece just to lift it off, but this comes off right away, and you don't need any special tools. So inside the red pieces here are the bearings, and this is what makes your steering nice and smooth. So now we're gonna have to take off the bottom and top cup here. This is a head cup steering race remover, and I'm simply going to put it in there and pop it out. This is actually the wrong size. It's actually a little bit too small in diameter, so I'm going to have to wiggle it around and hopefully it'll come out. Let's see. All right, so you can see it's slowly coming off nicely here. You do want to take your time, especially if you're going to save this part to, you know, maybe use it again in the future. And there we go. All right, so this is what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it's actually pretty nice and light. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing for the top one. Actually, the top one, it fits actually a little bit better. Little by little, it's coming out. You know what? I'm gonna try and hold the stand down this way. It's the stand's absorbing the blow too much. There you go. Now you can take a look. The FSA headset weighs 88 grams. All right, so this piece would eventually, we're gonna have to put it onto here, this part here. It'll go onto the bike here, like so. Oh, I sit there. All right. So the next step would be to press the top and bottom cup onto the bike. Put a little bit of grease. So before we start pushing this, I just want to make sure this is nice and straight. And it'll get pressed in perfectly. All right, so that looks to be the best case, like that. Good. All right, cool. All right, and now we'll do the bottom. Before we push it in, I kind of want the logo to be parallel. Turn it like this. I think around there it'll look nice. Yeah. All right, cool. Cool. All right, looks good. Okay, so we'll just grease up the bottom here. Get this to go in there. Just make sure this looks okay. All right, cool. Let's put the preloader bolt back on to torque, and I believe this is 4 Newton meters. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna put the wheel back on, and then we can set the 4 bolts once the tire is nice and straight. The tire's back on. I'm just gonna tighten these bolts a little bit, and then we're gonna put the bike on the ground and adjust the handlebar. Make sure it's matching the wheel properly. All right. This looks good to me. So now I'm just gonna torque down those 4 bolts, and we should be done. All right, so we're gonna tighten the right side to 5 Newton meters first, followed by the left side. All right, so there you have it. What do you guys think? Okay, so I guess, you know, when I first started building this bike, I really didn't have a theme to the bike as far as color goes, but at the end, we ended up with a nice blue-gold combination. All right, so that concludes this build for today. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe. And in a future video, I'm going to do an overview of the completed bike and give you guys the final weight. All right, thank you.